Okay. So last day we've just been very good morning, guys. Last class we just been talking about DB first, the DB first approach. So okay, we'll show you once again like how to work with the DB first. Actually, for all you want to work with the DB first point to understand is there is only very limited support for DB first. There is only limited support for DB first. We don't have an extensive support available for DB first, just like our Code First. Code First have extensive support, but DB First has only limited support. It's not advised to go with the DB First also. They don't suggest us, but still, you can just work out with the DB First approach. How to use the DB First? We don't have a designer here first. We don't have any designer. What to do? Everything should be done by using scaffolding only. Everything should be done by using scaffolding only. No designer. So already last class we created a project. Let us see reconfiguring it, guys. Once we will recreate the project once. Let's see, core DBF. Okay, I'm creating a new project. View controller. We'll name the project as MVC core DBF. All same. Configure for HTTPS, DOP level statements, everything. Fine. First step is install the NT framework code. Already last class has shown you, one more time showing you. Okay, two packages. One is tools and one is ntframework.sql server. ntframework.tools, ntframework.sql server. Install both. Manage NuGet packages for solution. First one, Microsoft.ntframework core.tools. Second step, Microsoft.ntframework core.sql server. Okay, done. Now, what you require to do, it's a DB first. Generally in a DB first, in MVC 5, you remember, we used to run a widget. And the widget will provide the connection string. And providing the connection string, it will ask you like what tables you wanted to use. We select all and the model classes are generated. We don't have a widget here. Everything is done by using scaffolding commands on. So we require to perform it by using the scaffolding commands. So open the package manager console. And here you're just required to use the scaffold commands and you're required to generate the DB first also. Okay. So guys, what is the command? Scaffold -db context the command. What should I pass? Next, provide. What is that? System dot ntframework core tools. Sorry, ntframework core dot SQL Server, system.nt framework, sorry, Microsoft dot, not system dot, Microsoft dot nt framework core dot SQL Server. Okay, and output directory where you want the output classes to be generated. Models folder. Array, all classes should be generated. Models folder only na. What classes? Domain classes. In the sense, context and model classes. Everything should be generated models folder. Afterwards, what tables you want to use? Tables, you can give the list of names now. Single table, one name. Multiple tables, comma separated list. All tables, don't write this at all. Don't write this. Okay, watch it, guys. How to use, I'll tell you. First, scaffold hyphen DB context. Afterwards, connection string should be given. Double quotes. Data source is equals to server. User ID is equals to SA. Password is equals to 123. I'm writing database is equals to MVC DB, our old database what we have. Okay, connection string. Afterwards, the next thing what you require to give is provider details here. Okay, provider. What? Microsoft dot entity framework dot entity framework core dot SQL server. Next, minus output minus output directory. What is it? Models. Okay. Next, minus tables. Minus tables. What is the table I want? I want to work with the student table. We worked in the student table now. That one. I want to use it. Actually, last class I shown you the chance of getting an error here. We'll just get an error about this login process. Security error. We'll get a certificate error. What is that? Set server. CUST. See? Okay. Someone posted it. Someone. Trust. Okay. Trust server certificate. Trust server certificate equal to true. Yeah, you need to add this also in the connection string. Yeah, it will generate you. Okay. Yeah, it generates you. If you check the model folder now, the model folder will contain the context class to you as well as the student class. The student class with all the attributes, student, everything. Next, the context class. Context class, inherit from DB context, all the things. Okay. So you get with all the required classes. All classes are generated with the student's property, the DB set. We know this. Everything is same. Third step is we need to register this class. How? Add DB context. Services start. Add DB context. We require to register the DB context in the program class. Okay. We'll write builder dot services dot add DB context. What's the context class name? MVC DB context. MVC DB context. Don't forget to import the namespace, already imported using MVC core.dbf.models. Okay. So this is our third step. This is the third step. What is required to do? You're just required to configure the DB context. Okay. Now, the next thing, I need to create a controller action methods views now. A controller action methods in the views. And to create this controller action method now, I explained you a number of examples to you. How to define a controller, how to write the action method, how to write the views, all the things. So without wasting the time today, I will directly go for using the scaffolding. How? Add controller. Let us directly choose the option MVC controller with views using entity framework. So click on the add button. What is the model class? Student. What is the context class? Click on add. It will generate you all the things, but a few customizations should be done there. We will do it. What? Customization only regarding image. Customization only regarding the image. Image won't come there. We'll just do the image. Why? Image is not binary data in our table. It is a string column. And string column, there's no difference between name column and image column. Name will show name of the user student, and image will show name of the image. That's all. It won't show image. It will show only name of the image. So let us do all the changes now to show the image on screen. The rest of all the things are same code. I'm not going to change them. Run the controller. Okay. Slash students. Okay. So we will add all the functionalities one by one, guys. First, I want ID here. I want to get the ID. I'm not getting the ID here. I want to get the ID. Okay. ID means what view now? The display students. Display students is nothing but the index view now. Go to the index. Yeah. Let us add model dot SID. Model dot SID. Same here again. Item dot SID. Slash students. I got the SID. So I have some 9 records here. I got the SID. And here what we want the images to be coming here, not the name of the image. We want these images. First thing is these images are not present in our project. Go to www root, add a images folder, right click, add a new folder, name it as images. Why? Already I said you all static files should be under www root folder. Explained to you. Now right click on this, Open folder in File Explorer. And now copy and paste and all the images into this folder now. D drive, images, 9 images, 9 students are there now. Okay, the 9 images. I'm pasting it. And I already said you what in .NET Core, no need to say include in the project. All files are automatically included into project. Okay, fine. The images are there. Now this image should be published here. Correct? The image should be published here. So what is the code there? The code present there is display for. What is the code? Display for model.item, item.photo. Okay, just let me replace with a image. I'm replacing this code with a image. See the code. Images, item.photo, it? Height, alternate text, no image. You know the image tag. How to display the image is only a question. Slash images, slash item.photo. That will get you the name of the photo now. Run again. And now you should be able to see the photograph. The first change is in the index. I've given you guys every name of the file, what to do. First one, old code, new code. For every page I've given you, the old code and the new code, what you require to write now. Should see the images now. Here we show only thumbnails. Here we display only thumbnails. Only thumbnail images are what we're just going to show here. Okay, if at all you want to show all the complete image, then we'll go to details. In the details, I want to display a big image here. In the details, I just wanted to display a big image over there. Okay, then let's go to the details. And in the details, we'll write the code for displaying a big image. So index.cshtml is completed. Now go to details.cshtml. And again, watch here. This is where you displayed the photo. ed sm10 HTML display for model.photo. Replace it with same code again. Now width is 200. There you're given 30, but here you're given the width as 200. We have added this link in the master page. We'll do that, guys. Let's go to layout. Where is the layout page? Shared. Layout. And the layout, I want to remove this link first. What link? But it will show you a link for project name now. We don't want that. See this one. This link. I don't want that link. Delete it. And now come below and let me add you a new link. What is the controller, guys? Students. What is the action method name? Index. Students. So directly we'll get the students link on the top now. And once we click on the students link, it will open your students index. Yeah, directly added. Click on details. You got the photograph. When you click on the details, you just got the photograph. Okay. And see, you have a back to list option here. Not only back to list option, you even have edit option. If you click on the edit, it will open the edit view now. Are you clear? Guys, in the edit view, it is showing photo2.jpg. And I want to show the photograph actually, and I want to use a file upload control to select a new photograph now. Yeah. So where should I make the modification? Edit view. So let us go to edit view. In the edit view, come here. Yes, here. This label is fine. And here we are just going to display input and a photograph here. And this one. Delete this, guys. And here, place a image control and also a file upload control while uploading the file. Okay, that input type is equals to file. See, man, what I'm going to have there now. Width is equals to something, and now I'm using a alternate text as well as the input type is file, name is equals to selected file. Remember, this name should be used in our code again. Okay, so this is the change. And also one more thing, guys, what in add is automatic create. For create, here it is asking to enter a text box to enter the file name now. You'll enter text box. No, what you want is a file control. What is that? Input. Okay, I'll copy paste here. Type is equals to file, name is equals to selected file. Got it? So like this, I made modification in index, details, create, edit. In all these pages, I just made all the changes to you. Okay, and fine. Now let me run again. Yeah, students, when you go for a details page will come. When you go for edit page will come. See now, edit page showing the old image and option for choosing a new file now. Okay, and if I click on create, you will get the choose file option to pick a file. Are you clear? Now, in which files you can upload a file? In which pages you can upload a file? Create, edit. Then you're required to add encryption type for both of them now. You should add encryption type for both these views now. What? For edit and this one. So for form, just add the attribute. What attribute? ENC type is equals to multipart / form data. For edit, for create. For edit also, for create also. Okay. Now can I select a photograph and upload now? Now, finally, what you need to do, go to the student controller. Yes, guys, these are the methods. This is the index action method. This is a details action method. This is a create action method. And this is a create post action method. Here, you're required to do the important change. What? Posted file base. Selected file. Yes or not? It is not. Yeah, it is I. Down the name got changed, guys. It's interface now. I HTTP posted file, I think. I HTTP or something. Namespace I should import. Yes, I require to import some namespaces here. I'll tell you what are the namespaces to import. I form file. Okay, that's the mistake. I form file. I form file. What is the name? Selected file. I form file, selected file. This name should be same as our controller name now. And here we need to verify. What we should verify? What I should verify? Is selected file not equal to null? Then come inside and we're required to just do all the activities now. Yes or not? And see, guys, this is the code. Let me explain you. Watch. And I wanted to store in the images folder. To get the image path, web root path. This is a method to get the web root path. From where? Environment. What is the web environment? I web host environment. I web host environment. And that should be brought here in the form of a dependency injection again. I web host environment. Remember, earlier we just used for hosting environment. We used it for hosting environment. So somewhere now you are using it for web root path. So how to bring it in the form of a dependency injection? See, already the Already here, you are getting the context class in the form of a dependency injection now. Now change the code. What? I web host environment. I web host environment. And now you are going to generate a field for this now. And to generate the field, I said you a simple technique for you. Right click, quick actions and refactorings. And here it will ask you, shall I create and assign a field? Yeah, do it. Create and assign a field now. It has done the things for you. Better when you are using here, the name I'm using as underscore environment. So here also, I don't require to write this dot underscore environment is equals to environment. And come below and now see underscore environment dot web root path dot images. You'll get the path of the web root now. And now you're checking. What you're checking is the directory existing or not. Otherwise, creating the directory. Rest of all same. This code we learned it already. But now on the day we use the method called save as. To save an image, we use the method called save as. Now it is copy to. The method name is copy to. And now that file is assigned to the student. The file is assigned to the student. For status, don't I have a checkbox on screen? Why I added this? Hold on a second. No. Create new. Yeah, for status, that is not available. For status, we don't have the checkbox available here. So because the checkbox is available here, I added that also here. What? Student.status is equals to false. And this code I'm not touching, guys. I added this code here, that's all. And you know this code, if condition, you know. What I added extra is only because we don't have a checkbox for the status. The old code I'm not disturbing. Okay. So here I given you. Rewrite the post action method of create as following. You need to add this code, guys. What code from if condition to here? I'll highlight this code. That is only what you should add. Sorry, guys. Yeah. Remaining all code is old code only. What I put in the yellow color here, that is what you're required to add now. Same way you require to do it in the get action of edit. The get action of edit. What to do? You're required to do that. You're required to do that particularly here. Okay. So come to edit. This is all present up to here. Where student not equal to null, return not found. Afterwards, this is what I need to add. Copy, paste. Okay. So this is what I need to add. So here also I'll highlight you. Yeah, what I put in the yellow color background is what you need to add. Remaining all code is old code only. Don't touch that. Why? Because we already know next time we need to use this data for application now. If user is not selecting a photo, what next? Post action method of edit as following. Here also we need to add this what? Just a minute. Here also I'm highlighting you. I added this. From where to where? Is comma also newly added? iForm file, selected file. Here also. Okay. What to do? Same, guys. This all code is already built in. Everything is here. You just require before update, you require to write the code for image saving. Okay. What code? Up to here. This code for image saving from the if condition. In the try, add a if condition there. Remaining all is old code only. What context dot update and all. So this only we should change. Underscore hello. Is it clear? So add this particular code. And this is the same old code, man. Again, I'm not explaining about this. It's the same old code what I explained a number of times in your MVC file to you. Okay, only thing is the save as method name is now changed to copy to now. Earlier it is save as, now it is copy to. If that is not there, then we require to take the temp data. We just require to use the temp data there. Okay, so with this change, with this particular change in the picture, with this change in the picture, everything is set ready. I did not define the selected file. What is it, guys? Form file, selected file. Everything is set ready. You can watch. Yeah. Observe students. So should work as expected now. Okay. Let's add a new record here. Let's add a new record here. Okay. Click create new. 110. Some name. Class 6 is 50,000. Choose file. Create. Change the captions and all here if you want. Create it. I want to edit the record. Click on edit. 60,000. Save. What happened? If image saved in SQL Server, how to fetch, I already explained you. Go and check your notes. How to get the image back if it is stored in a. It's not hitting the post now. Save. Okay. Oh, model state is failing. What is the mistake? Just a minute, guys. Edit. ID not there. False. What is the error? Just a minute, guys. In update, we are getting an error. Go to edit. The get action. Change the fees 60. Save. Seven. Oh, selected file is taken there. We have changed the model class. Why is it adding here? Bind these only. Addend custom okay. Validation state invalid. Why the text box is becoming mandatory field?
To add encryption type of string model. Famous in the what happened in the mandatory thing. So, the wrong call. Allocate empty function token in the ఎంతో ఇష్యూ కాదు. చేస్తుంది. Selected fire validation state is equals to invalid.
Okay. Actually, I don't know why they added this one. Earlier, it is not there. When you are working with this here, it will check the model state. What is the condition if model state dot when you're working app, it will tell you model state dot is valid. Actually, it should not take, but it is taking the selected file into count now. It is taking the selected file into count. For example, if you see for editing, I want to edit something. I don't want to touch the file now. I don't want to touch the file. Why? See, editing a file is not mandatory. In edit, so many options are there. File may be edited, may not be edited. But when I click on this update, what is happening is the model state is failing actually. The model state is failing here. What is the result? Say, earlier this functionality was not there. I don't know why they added this suddenly here. But if you see the result, I'll show you what is happening. Results here. It is taking the selected file and the validation state is invalid now. And because of this model validation is failing, earlier this file was not there. Recently they added, I think. Okay. The selected file, all controls are coming into action. And for selected file, it is telling you valid state is invalid. But selecting that is not mandatory for us. Selecting that is not mandatory. So what is the error count? I put that only as a condition. What is that? If error count is 1 and model state dot selected validation state is invalid, ignore it. Don't bother about it. Just go for ignoring it. Ignore and continue. Otherwise, it is taking that also into count here. Okay. But that error is unnecessary for us. We don't require to bother about that particular. See, remember, more than one error comes, this should not. These conditions, both conditions should be successful. What condition? Error count should be 1 only. And that is invalid. For all other errors, it will come inside. Only for that error only, it is just going to ignore off. Sorry, for all other errors, it will simply go to out. But that error will be ignored off. Okay. So I think maybe they added it recently, functionality was been added. So this model validation state is defined under Microsoft dot ASP.NET Core dot MVC dot model binding namespace. So to simplify this, let's import on the top using I said you difference between MVC 5, sorry, NT Framework 6 and MVC Framework Core. NT Framework 6 is settled. NT Framework Core is evolving. This everyday new changes will come. Okay, we need to just adopt to the appropriate changes. So that is what the headache what we just have here. Okay. System driver. I think IO is a default import, not required now. IO is a default import, not required. What we require, HTTP, that is also default import. So these two are not required now. What you require is ASP.NET Core dot hosting. That's also default import. That is also default import. ASP.NET Core hosting is also default available. So what you require to import is only Microsoft.ASP.NET Core.MVC. Model binding namespace. That's all. Remaining all became now default imports. Okay. I'll add the condition also here for edit. Yeah, here model state.isValid is there. Na? There I need to update the code. So I remove this. Yeah. So you have to update all these things. From the if condition, you need to update. Otherwise, just a minute. Yeah. You need to update the if condition, and this all code should be newly added. Okay. Yeah. Update the if condition, and inside the try, all this, whatever I typed here, everything should be newly added up. Okay. Now delete. Just we have delete. Guys, if you talk about the delete, I think here delete is also launching a view. Let us see. I did not check it out. Delete is also launching a view. So when I click on delete, yes, launches a view. Or we did not rectify here. Again, it's showing you image 5. Should be showing you the actual image there. I think I given the code for, yeah, I just forgot it. For delete also, I have the code. In delete view also. Where is it? Here. Display for, not display name for, display for. Okay. Yeah, students. Just go with delete. Yeah, opens you. Click on the delete. Not deleted. Status is not updated. Huh? Student controller. Delete. What's it doing? Delete confirmed. Remove. Completely removed. Huh? No. Yeah, completely removed here. I need to change the code. I not update. Completely removed off. 108 and 109 is completely deleted off. If you don't want to delete, you know what to do. Without calling remove, change the status. Change the status and update the code. Okay, I'm leaving it. You just make the appropriate modification you want. So I just given you the complete list of the changes, what has to be done here. We have the changes, all the required. In index view, details view, create view, edit view, delete view. In all cases, the image should be displayed. It is showing only name image. And coming to the code, you need to add a environment attribute to the constructor, and then you're required to make the modification for the post action method of create and the post action method of edit. So get action method of edit should be modified, and also post action method of edit should be modified. So I highlighted you guys where to make the changes, add those particular codes. That's all. Remaining all are not required. Okay, as it is, you can just use the things. Just add the things what I highlighted you. That will be enough. So this is DB first, and moreover, DB first is not important at all first, because the support is only code first. Last class I shown you the advantage of the code first clearly in the hosting. What is the advantage? When I ran it, it automatically created database, tables, default data, everything comes automatically there. When I just go for hosting up, okay. So job guaranteed students who have messed up the class yesterday, I asked them to provide the video, ask them. You can just ask them for the video. I showed a posting. Anyhow, all of you learned in your ASP.NET Web Forms classes. Okay, but the difference is their database and all should be, means you need to create the tables and all manually, because we use the code first in this example. No database creation, anything. Once you publish, database creation, all are automatically generated. Okay, so job guarantee student, because you missed the class, I asked them to provide the video for you for yesterday's code class. Just ask them, ask the admin, okay, about the class, about the video. Yeah. So this is about the DB first, and no need to bother about the DB first, because what we use is only the code first in the industry. DB first is very less supported, limited support only. Okay, fine. If you're done with this, the next topic is our. I'm not giving any explanation, guys, for the Web API core. You already know Web API. ASP.MVC change it to MVC core. Web API change it to Web API core. So now you just go for creating an API. Go for using the latest. I'll update the notes. Just. Yeah, guys. So the Web API core is exactly same as our Web API, what we learned. Now it became core. What extra features? Nothing extra here. To test them, earlier we used to use Postman, right? Microsoft has given a debugging tool directly in the Visual Studio called as Swagger. It's a new tool that is available. Apart from that, whatever I explained to you with Web API in your MVC5 classes, everything is same, nothing got changed. Is that clear? You can use dependency injections, everything, whatever you want, you can just use it over there. Apart from that, there is nothing what we have just been changed up in this context. So if you have a look on this, see this. Create a new project, and now select the project of type Web API. Array, we selected empty earlier. Starting we selected empty. We selected MVC. Now it is Web API. Click on the next button. Give a name for it. Any name. In MVC5, I given the name as Web API Service. Today I'm giving the name as Core Web API Service. I need to talk about the checkboxes here. I just clicked off on the create. Let me delete it, guys. Just a minute. I need to explain about the checkboxes there. Retry MVC 11 core Web API service. Recreate. Okay. Just watch again. Creating a project, selecting ASP.NET Core Web API, Core Web API Service. You know this already. You know this configure for HTTPS. Now here. Enable Open API support. You know this. We have two more options. Use controllers. Uncheck to use minimal API. What is this? Whether you want to use controllers in the code or not, it will ask you. Whether to use controllers in the code or not, it will ask you. Okay, select this particular checkbox. Make sure this checkbox is selected. And also, Open API support. What is that open API support? It will provide you Swagger support now. It will provide you Swagger support. So make sure all these checkboxes are checked except enable Docker. Except the enable Docker. Okay, you can just see. Check these checkboxes. Configure for HTTPS. Second, use controllers. Uncheck to use minimal API. Enable API support. Do not use top level statements. Okay, and you know this, I don't require to type. This will define a class with a main method in it, and all code will be defined inside of the main method. I'm removing this because we learned, actually, when I was teaching my previous batch at that time, they don't know course 10. They don't know C# 10. That's why I said put that. For you, you already learned it number of times. So just what are the options to select? Use controllers, enable API support, do not use top level elements. Do not use top level elements. So simply speaking, except enable Docker, check all the checkboxes. Okay. Click on the create. And now if you go to the program class and check now, if you go to the program class and check, you don't find add controller with views now. You don't find add controller with views now. What the service? Go to program class, all of you. Are you clear? What is it? Add controllers is what you find here. We don't find add controller with views now. Okay, but earlier it is add controller with views. For web apps, add razor pages. Three options I said explained to you. Add razor pages means web apps. Add controller with views. MVC, add controller, web API. It is a web API project. You'll find add controller, and here it is configuring you the Swagger. Okay, I'll show you the Swagger. We'll run and see what is that Swagger. See there, you don't have route. You don't have a route now. Why? You don't have views at all. Why you have routes now? There will not be any route. You will not have a route here. Okay, because they don't provide you views. They provide you data. Web API means they provide you data, not the views. Guys, to design this, okay, I want a data source, and we'll use XML as a data source. I already explained you an example to you in MVC data. Previous example I shown you. Let's go with a customer.xml. Come on, guys. In the project, add a new item. Choose a okay, .xml is I said it wrongly. Okay, what is the name? Customer.xml. And inside of it, put some customer data. My plan is to use dependency injection here also. That is why I'm starting with a XML. And you already know that later on you can convert into SQL using the dependency injection and all. Same process we are building it now also. Okay. What next? Let's follow the dependency injection principles now. What is the first thing? Whatever you want to write, first define them in interface. Whatever you want to write, first define them in a interface. What is the first step? You're required to define interface and write the code in the interface first. Come on, let's do. And we want to define a interface here. And basically, guys, we don't have a models folder here. Okay, add interface in the models folder, but unfortunately, we don't have a models folder here. So add a models folder. Add a models folder. Okay, so right click, add a new folder, models. Models should be there. Should not be there. Models, they did not add models also. Okay, let's add the models folder. And in the models folder, add a new item. What item? Interface. Interface. And I will just add you I customer DAL. I customer DAL. Guys, this is the second time I'm demonstrating you about the dependency injection to you, the principles. Define an interface and whatever methods you want to write, pick up all the methods in this. These are the 5 methods I want to define now. There are 5 methods I just wanted to define. Mainly, we don't have the customer class first. We missed that also. Add a customer class also. Add a class. The class is customer. And what are the attributes? The 5 attributes, what we saw in the XML now. ID, name, balance, city, status. Status. Now, write a DAL class now with XML. Later on with SQL will do. So write a DAL class with XML. Come on. Add a class. Name it as customer XML DAL. Going forward, you can add Excel DAL also. Sorry, SQL DAL also. Colon I customer DAL. And now you're required to write the implementation for the methods. These implementations are explained to you in your MVC project. That code only. What is that? Constructor, methods to add, update, delete. All these 4 methods should be implemented now. And very importantly, to write this code, you require system.data. Is it there? No. System.data is not available. Using system.data. Okay, what you need is a data set. And now you can just put up your constructor first to read the data from XML and add a primary key for update and delete operations. And then implement all the 4 methods. All the methods. Customer delete, customer update, customer insert, and customer select. All the methods. What next? The next thing is, listen, we are not going to create any views to publish the outputs here. We are going to write the action methods which are going to return the data and performance. I just want to write the method for creating any UIs now. What is it? One get method to return the data. Post method for adding a record. Put method to update a record. Delete method to delete the record. We are not going to add any views now. No views. So next step, add the controller. Add controller. What to select? Select API. And you need to choose the API controller. It is the API controller. Add. Any name you like. We'll give the name as customer controller. Controller base is the parent. Controller base is the parent. And remember, this is the base class for your MVC controller also. That only the one difference you notice. What is that, In MVC 5, MVC controller have a different parent class and API controllers have a different parent class. But when you come to MVC core, the parent class for MVC controllers and API controllers is one and the same. What is that? Controller base. There also controller base is there. So their controller now, array controllers parent class is controller base now. So what is the hierarchy? With an MVC controller, it will be like this. How? Public class customer controller. I will inherit from controller. This is inheriting from controller base. With MVC, if we have web API, how you write public class customer controller directly controller base. So this is MVC. This is MVC and this is not core here, web API. This is your web API. But when you come to MVC 5, how is it, It's not controller. What is it? API controller doesn't have controller base as a parent. That means this is different, this is different. But when you come here, both are inheriting from the same now. What is it? Controller base. So without having different controllers, one controller is made as a common controller. What is that? Controller base. That is only parent for MVC controller also, and that is only parent for web API controller also. But in MVC 5, remember, sorry, not MVC 5, in ASP.NET, this is ASP.NET. This one, ASP.NET core. In ASP.NET again, what is this? This is MVC controller. This one, API controller. Okay, same. Come here. What is this? This is MVC controller and this is API controller. Watch guys now. I will remove it here again without confusion. So when you work with ASP.NET, for MVC controllers, the parent is controller and further the parent is controller base. It did not change in ASP.NET core. Now also same architecture. What changed? API controller changed, that's all. Here what is the parent? But here the parent is MVC controllers, API controllers will have the same base class now. Okay, this is a very important question in the interviews. That's why I'm stressing you a lot. Are you clear? So for MVC controllers also, API controllers also, the base class is controller base only. But in MVC, but in ASP.NET, for MVC controllers, it is controller base, and for API controllers, it is API controller. That is the two different base classes what we have. But here for both base classes, same. Okay, guys, observe it. On the top, it was writing you attribute routing. See how API slash controller, and see that square brace means you can replace it with the name of the controller there. Okay, now all of you will have a big doubt here. What is the doubt? Sir, for both base classes controller base only now, how do you differentiate between MVC controllers and API controllers now? Yes or not? Watch. Right, see the second attribute here. That is how you differentiate. That is how you differentiate. You are going to decorate it with the attribute now. What is attribute? API controller. To tell this is a API controller, this is not a MVC controller. If I don't use it, MVC controller. If I use it, API controller. You already know about the route attribute I explained you. And now we have a new attribute. What is that? API controller. To tell this is an API controller. Now come on guys, inside of it, let us write all the methods now to perform our actions. What? to return the response, get, post, and all these things. You know this code, just I'll demonstrate. Watch. Look, guys, what's the first thing? Interface. We don't use the class anywhere. What do we use? Interface. And the interface is coming through dependency injection. So we're going to program class and add that add scope and specify the name of the interface and name of the class. We'll do it. Next, first method, get. What is the method name? When you say this is a get method now. Get customers, returning all the customers. Second method, get customer. What it takes? Customer ID. And to tell that, we're required to say HTTP ID and customer ID. Okay, you're required to specify the HTTP get, and the basis you're required to tell the parameter what it accepts is customer ID. See now, this is different. Overloading, yeah. That is without parameter. This is with parameter. What is the parameter? Customer ID is a parameter, the customer ID. And you see dal.customer.select customer ID. Next method, post. What do? You will call insert and returning the response code now. What is the response code? Created. Now put. What are you doing? See, first you're selecting available or not available. Not equal to null. Calling update and returning the status as okay. Not available. Not found. We are not launching any view anywhere. Recollect yourself. We don't launch a view. We only say, yeah, done. For get only, we return data. For post, put, and delete, we return status codes. What? Created, update, okay, not found. These are the status codes we return. That's all. And last one is again, delete. Again, a parameter. A parameter what you are using. Again, see, customer select. Found, perform it, delete. Not found, return, not found. Okay, compare it. A similar code only we have written in the web API classes also. We only written the data. Now I want to test all these things. If you want to test all these particular things, basically, if you just want to test this, actually, what is it? We can test only get in the browser. We can test only get in the browser. To test post, put, and delete, we opened what? Postman. Postman, I said you another tool also. Microsoft has given as Swagger now. Oh, services not added. Oh, okay. Sorry. Won't run. We did not add the service. Stop it. Go to program class. Help me guys how to add builder dot services dot add scoped. Add scoped. First one, interface name I. Customer XML. So tomorrow, if I implement SQL, if I change the class name here, enough, it will work with customer. See the URL, guys. Directly says /swagger and opens your Swagger to test all the things. Very beautiful than your Postman. It'll give you the list of all the options. Get, post, put, get, delete. I want to test the get action now. I want to test the get. Click on the get. Try it out. Execute. Four records are there, and all the 4 records are shown for you here. Okay. If you want to download, the download option is also available to download the data. So I want to try my single record option. Okay, minimize this. Come on, go for get. Get requires a parameter now. Providing the text box here, try it out. Enter the text box value. 103 is the value I want to give. And click on execute. Only 103. Yeah. What do you want to try now? Shall we try post now? 4 records are there. Yeah, let's post the 5th record now. Insert. So post. Try it out. It is giving you, telling you, array, fill the values now. I will accept it. 105. Some name here. James. Balance. Some 60,000. City. Bangalore. Status is true. Okay. Click on execute. What should be the status code, guys? 201 created. And watch, come to your machine, open the XML file, check yourself. The record is added there. Okay. So the record is added for you over there. Okay. We got the record over there. I want to update it now. I want to update. Okay. We'll try update also. Go to try it out. Which record? I want to update the current record here. 105 now. What is the name? James. I entered the balance as 60,000 there. Now I'm making 65,000. I entered city as a Bangalore there. Now I'm making Delhi. I updated the balance. I updated the city. Click on execute. Okay. Now come here. Check. Updated. The 2 values are updated. I want to delete up the record. Okay, we can delete up also. Go for delete. What happened? Try it out. Oh, 105. Execute. $200. Okay. Now come here. Check it out. That record is deleted. Clear? Okay. So the beautiful tool, what it has given to you. Basically, sir, if I have multiple controllers here, if I have multiple controllers, you'll get the list of all. You know, your project has 2 API controllers now. One only na, array, one demo controller is also there. What is that? Weather forecast. Watch it. I did not show you there. That's all. That's already there. And if you say you have 10 controllers, all 10 will come now. You can try. There is only get action. Let's open and see. Only get is there. Only get is here. None of the other methods are there. So just simply you can click get now and try it out. Execute. It is showing you some data. Where this data is coming from? Actually, the randomly generated it. That's all. Randomly generated. That's all. Some date they have taken, temperature, summary, something they have randomly generated here. Okay, there is no fixed data coming anywhere. They randomly they generated. For how many times? 5 records. They generated 5 records like this. Suppose if I say 10 here, it will generate 10 random records now. Okay, they have written the logic for random generation starting from today is 17th now. Starting from the day next. Starting from the day next. Add days 1. Why? Taking the index now. So now means today's date plus add day 1, tomorrow's date. Like this loop is running from 1 to 5. So 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. See there. Some random values are generated and put. How to generate a random value? There's a class called random. And in the random, you can just give this minimum level, maximum level. Generate me any value between -20 and 55. Some random value will be generated. Okay. So I think there's in a summaries are defined on the top. Huh? Yes. Summaries are defined on the top. What are the summaries? Freezing, bracing, chilly, cold, something, it has used there. And see, you're getting it there. Showing that. That's a code have been implemented like this. Okay, static code, that is always different outputs will come, but that's invalid code. But what did we do? We made it meaningful by taking it from a XML. We made it meaningful by taking it from a XML. So are you clear? We created an API now. The API is ready. So can I test in Postman? Yeah, open Postman. I also test. Is simple, beautiful tool when available. Again, going to Postman and testing all this is a waste of time now. It's beautiful and simple available. Then what to test now? Test it from your MVC controllers now. That is what you require to test, because what is this API? API will provide you data. Okay, I shown you 3 examples to you. Remember in MVC 5, what in ASP.NET I shown you 3 examples to you. What is the example? First example, calling from the same project using jQuery. Calling from another project using jQuery. I should enable CORS. Third example, calling from MVC. Calling from a MVC. We'll see all 3 options here also. Calling from the same project, calling from another project. When you call from another project, again calling from jQuery, calling from MVC, C# code. Completely writing the C# code. Okay, we'll check it out. How to enable CORS policies. All these things I'll show you here also. But guys, I'm not giving any fundamental introductions for this, because I explained you all these things. Nothing got changed. If anything is changed, I would have explained you. 2 changes I listed you already. What we must change? No more API controller. It is controller based. Second change, no more Postman again. We have Swagger. When you're selecting only, we enable the Swagger option in the checkbox. So automatically Swagger came into picture. Other than that, changes are not there. Okay. So the coding style is the same coding style only. Okay. How to call from jQuery, how to call from all options I'll show you from C# and all. Okay. Let's stop here, guys. We'll meet on Monday.